So I'm a public school teacher, a rank-and-file teacher organizer, a longtime community and neighborhood activist, a father of 3, a committed Democratic Socialist, a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. So of course I support Bernie Sanders for president. Now, I know as a public school teacher that Bernie Sanders' Thurgood Marshall plan for public education will cancel charter schools. It's going to bring back equitable funding for public schools, combat the resegregation of our public schools, and give a much-deserved pay raise to myself and my colleagues. Most of all, Sanders' presidency will give all of our students, our future, a shot at a high-quality education. Now, I also know, as a union member, that Bernie Sanders stands with labor, and he realizes that a strong militant labor movement is essential to winning back our world from the greedy billionaire caste that has leached off of working people for way too long. I know, as a black man and a community activist, that Senator Sanders' plan to end mass incarceration is how we can truly forge a path to actual justice and how we can empower working class people to stand up for themselves without the fear of police repression. And I know, as a father of 3, that a Sanders presidency is the best way to give us a fighting chance to save our species from climate devastation. To leave a world worth living in for my children and all of our children and the people after them. But I also know this. There's some people, good people, friends of mine, who are on the fence still. They see all these plans and they say, how? And I know they're scared and they want a sure thing and they just want to beat Trump. I want to beat him too. But I know those people aren't like me because they don't know the history. See, I'm a teacher. And more than that, I grew up in this movement. I grew up in social movements. I know my history. And history gives me reason to believe in the power of mass movements, the power of the people. We didn't win the 40-hour work week or women's suffrage or civil rights by having the best crafted white papers, bar graphs, whatever. No, we won with mass movements. We won by people stomping on the streets, by people being willing to strike and strike again. If they have to. Now, the corporate media is going to tell you that it's unreasonable to believe in the power of the people. They want people to think that's unreasonable, but it's totally reasonable to think that we're going to grow Mitch McConnell's heart by engaging him in respectful debate. We're going to make Mitch McConnell believe by showing him the right graphs and the right plans. They want us to think that. But no, we believe in a mass movement because mass movements work, and we know this. Mass movements are real. Imagine all the things we can do with a president, Bernie Sanders, and millions of energized people behind him, willing to strike if they need to, willing to just pound the pavement and all that. Mitch McConnell knows that. He ain't scared of no paper. He ain't scared of no graph. He ain't scared of no plans, however well crafted. He's scared of us. This is what Senator says when he says we need a political revolution. And it's our job to sell that to our friends, to our colleagues, to our family. People need to learn again to believe in the power of us. So we can win this. Canvas, phone bank, find these people out here with clipboards looking for volunteers. There's a lot of stuff to do to get Bernie Sanders elected president. We gotta do this. This is how we win the fight for Medicare for all. This is how we win the fight for the Thurgood Marshall's plan for public schools. This is how we win bread and roses and a Green New Deal. We don't just have the power. When we elect Bernie Sanders, we are the power. So say it with me one time. There ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Thank you, everybody.